morning, everybody. I'm outside, just finished having my breakfast al fresco, and what follows, this little video is certainly not meant to reinvent the wheel, so to speak. There are hundreds, literally hundreds of videos on YouTube that demonstrate this particular product, but I just bought one for myself, and I thought maybe some of my viewers haven't seen one in action here, so if you stay tuned for the next 10 minutes or so, you'll see my new toy. Hi everybody, I'm just unpacking my new toy, a rocket stove. I've wanted a rocket stove for years. I've watched all kinds of YouTube videos about them. This is sort of a fancier version of the stove that different charities give away to people in the third world that are used to cooking their meals outside in one pot over an open fire. It's very economical to use as far as the amount of fuel that it uses, and it will burn any kind of biomass. It can burn grass or pine cones or dead palm branches or even coconut shells. So it saves the forests. Even if the users are using wood, you only use a fraction of the wood that you would use over an open fire. Anyway, I'm just about to get the thing out of the box and see what it looks like. Obviously a bit of assembly required. I'll come back in a few minutes after I've figured out how to put it together. Well, I'm glad I waited and didn't buy one earlier. Earlier models that I've seen for sale were probably about the same price range as this one was, but nowhere near as practical as the way this one is designed. I'll soon light a fire in it for you and show you what that looks like, and possibly before I put this video online I'll try cooking something on it. But the stove itself, the grate here is where you place the wood. This is an adjustable pot skirt that you put around the base of larger pots and whatever. And the claim is that with that pot skirt on, you'll save 25% more on the expenditure of fuel. So I don't know, I think what I plan to use it for immediately anyway is a large cast iron frying pan on top, and I don't think I will use the pot skirt, not with the first test anyway, but I'll go see if I can scrounge up some dry wood and give it a try here. Well, I don't have any shortage of fuel here to use in my new rocket stove. I have a number of pine trees on my property that I planted about 30 years ago, I guess, and the bottom of them are dying. They were very much alive at the top, but I don't know if it's a blight or disease or if it's just normal, because a lot of pine trees don't have lower branches. But anyway, I took these pruners and went around and pruned off 3 or 4 limbs, and that gave me the larger pieces to use in the stove, and the smaller limbs that came off, I just took some of that and sort of crumbled it up and put it inside the stove here. Ooh. Lose you on the ground won't be good. And I'm about to give it a match and see how it goes. Okay, glad I was able to do that with one match. It would have been embarrassing if I had to go for two. And the initial burn, when it getting the kindling, so to speak, going, does produce a lot of smoke. But supposedly, once you get the larger pieces going and the stove gets warmed up and working properly, there's less smoke. Of course, it is coming directly at me there. Okay, the breeze has moved it in another direction, I guess, temporarily. How well the flames are showing, but there's flames shooting out the top there. I basically filled the chimney area with this stuff too. Well, it's going pretty good. I think I will put a couple of the larger pieces in. Well, that is an amazing quick fire, considering that I didn't use any combustible to start it with, just a piece of dry paper and some of the twigs. There's no liquid propellant or anything in there to get it going. It's going very well. I'm expecting company any minute now, so I won't be doing the cooking in this part of the video. Well, probably tomorrow I'll start another fire and finish the video. Maybe I'll cook my breakfast over it tomorrow morning. But there's still flame shooting right up, which I think is normal. I think it would normally be why it's called a rocket stove. It's like a rocket flame coming up there. But at this point there is almost no smoke. Can't smell smoke or see smoke. It's quite an incredible invention. I'm not certain who gets credit for actually inventing it, but it's being used now in a lot of third world countries, Africa, Asia, Central and South America, places where people traditionally cooked outside over 3 stones with a pot and some kind of firewood or whatever. But they can use this and only use a fraction of the wood that they were using before, and it can be any biomass. Well, I will start this up again tomorrow, and like I say, perhaps I'll cook breakfast over it. Well, it's fire number 2 here in day 2, 7:30 a.m. I'm just about to cook my breakfast and have breakfast al fresco here. Fire's been going for a few minutes, and the pan is really heating up quite nicely. I'm going to be eating off that same plate, so before anybody gets upset and says he's got his sausage patties on the same plate that he's going to eat off of, I'm a vegetarian, and those aren't really sausage patties. They're a product called Gimme Lean, which back when I used to eat meat, I remember, they taste to me just as good as sausage patties do. But anyway, I'm going to have 2 eggs. I'm going to put an English muffin and the sausage patties all in the same cast iron skillet, and I'll put them in now, and then I'll give you a close-up look of them hopefully cooking. A little square of butter. Oh yeah, the pan's nice and hot. And along with the butter, just a bit of olive oil. See that the pan isn't exactly, the stove isn't exactly set up level here. All the oil seems to be going down in one corner. Put in the English muffins. And I guess the sausage patties next. You can hear things starting to sizzle. It's not quite as hot as I would like to have had it. It's getting there. pre-seasoned everything before I brought it out with salt and pepper. I think that looks very nice. I'll show you what it looks like on my breakfast plate in a few minutes here. That's not bad at all, and done almost as quickly as it would have been done in the house on my gas range. I like cast iron. It's got to be the original non-stick cookware, as long as it's a properly seasoned cast iron pan. I managed to break one of the yolks, getting it out of the pan, but there's breakfast, first meal cooked on my rocket stove. Thank you very much for watching.